family and friends? It's your girl Colette Alethia. Thank you for joining me for another episode here on the Roaring 30s YouTube and podcast. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment. I want to hear how you're doing, okay? So today we are talking about rebound relationships and how that nearly crippled me. Stay tuned. As you already know, when I met Nana, I already had Gabriel, right? So that previous relationship ended. And how it ended was basically I wasn't willing to let go, and his dad was willing to let go. Like, he was over it. And I really, in introspect, like, I don't blame him. We should have ended that relationship a long time ago. But for selfish reasons, I felt like it was a good idea to hold on to something that was just not there anymore. Anyway, the relationship ended, and I thought I left that relationship very hurt for so many reasons. One, I was trying to prove to myself that I can make good decisions. And now, if you grew up in a very sheltered home, or you grew up in a home where like yes is yes and no is no, and your parents didn't play with you, then you kind of understand that as you get older, you understand that your parents always made the decisions for you, or they always had the final say on a lot of things. So with this relationship, I didn't want my mom to be like telling me what to do in my life, because I was so upset with her. So when I met Gabriel's dad, I was like, whether she like it or not, I am gonna stick to this until the wheels fall off. And that is not a very good reason to do something. But I will say it has allowed me to grow as a woman, because I understand that you can't manipulate people to be with you. You can't be selfish. You have to know when to say no. And it's okay to take criticism. But because I was so hurt about previous stuff between me and my mom in terms of decision making and the route I wanted to take with my life, I didn't want to hear her opinion at that time. And unfortunately, she was correct. It wasn't the relationship for me to be in. After that relationship ended, I was very hurt, like bruised, and like, oh my God. Like, I remember going into church after that breakup, and I couldn't even say a word, just tears. I was just crying. And a sister came down, came down from the rostrum and sat with me the entire service. Like, the tears were just a lot, like flowing, because I was extremely, extremely hurt. I decided that I was gonna rededicate my life to Christ and just stay focused this time. Like, we're not trying to go into any more toxic relationships or anything like that. So I did that, and then in that, although I found spirituality again, and I was really happy, and I was like serving in my church community and all of that, there was a part of me that still felt very empty. And that part of me was the hurt from the previous relationship. Like, I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be validated. I wanted someone to want me and not push me away. I was looking for someone to, like, tell me again that, yo, girl, you all that in a bag of chips. And so because of that, I was looking in the wrong places. I was entertaining men that this day I would not entertain at all, right? Like, anybody. And it's just like, yo, sis, why? One, I think there's this, like, I'm part of my voice, I guess I have like a sore throat or something, but I think there's this idea that when you have a child, you're no longer valuable, like, to men. Like, whoever you get is who you get because you got a child. So you kind of feel like, well, these are my pickings, so let me just see what's out there. And sometimes when you go out there, these men are also, especially in your 30s, bruised. They have also been through relationships, commitment issues. They've already been married, divorced, have children. So by the time you decide to settle down in your 30s, sometimes you're dealing with things that you're not exactly prepared for. And that man is not even prepared to give you anything either. I mean, they're prepared to give you something, but not what you're looking for. And that's what I found to be very problematic. And the fact that I was still working in overdrive to validate myself that I have everything that he's going to need in me. So although he would give me some of his time, you know what I'm saying? And all of that, I was still struggling with the fact that all he wanted was one thing from me. That's it. And I was still struggling to get his attention, that I have a good personality, I'm a good person, I'm a down chick, like blah 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 blah. You're just trying your best to compete against a man who doesn't even really see you. And you end up just throwing away all your pearls, like all your valuables, just under his feet, to suggest that I'm willing to do anything for you to take me because, like, I'm damaged goods. So if you see me, that's great. And that is not okay. And I really wished that I had counseling around that, the healing process, to really let go and to know that I am worthy and to know that I'm a new creature in Christ. There's no need for me to search so desperately for someone that I'm willing to take up anything and anyone and anybody, right? Especially with my son in the picture. I didn't have that type of conversation until I was hired at Nana's workplace, and I was working with a Jamaican lady, an older woman. And she said to me, I know you're talking to this person and you're telling me about this person, but you need to make sure that when you are choosing a man, you're choosing a man that could be a father to your son. You're not dating just for you. And that was the best advice anyone has ever given me. And that advice honestly pushed me in the direction of Nana, because we weren't always talking and stuff like that during lunch, like the first time during lunch. But I wasn't sure, because I was like, well, I'm talking to someone, and when I'm talking to someone, I don't talk to 2 people, 3 people. And she's like, no, cut that one off. We don't have time for that. This man that's in front of you is educated. He loves God. He's a respectable person. Like, think about your future. Think about what you want in a man. Look at him. And he's handsome. And I said, Auntie, you're right, You're right. Why do I keep picking up, like, foolishness to appease me, to make me feel better about myself, right? Instead of being with someone that actually is a good human being. And the thing is, the reason why I guess I didn't think I was deserving of such an incredible human being is because I did not see the value in myself. I didn't think I was worthy of such a love. I remember praying to God and asking God, like, is there such thing as a pure love that I don't need to be afraid to love? I could just open the gates of my heart and let it rip, and I can trust someone. And the reason why I asked that question, because someone had said to me, like, Colette, we're women. Men cheat on us. They do it what they want, and what are we going to do about it? Nothing. That is the most hopeless thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life. I felt like, wow, so I have to endure a man that cheats? I have to endure a man that's dishonest? I have to endure a man that's verbally abusive? I said, God, no, this can't be for me. Like, there's no way. So when Nana came around, I love that man, I swear. He just, and glory be to God. Like, when God aligned our paths, I should say, I realized then that I am worthy. I am worthy. I'm forgiven. I'm loved. I'm whole. And sure, a lot of the things that I put myself through was my fault because of my disobedience. But God is faithful. And oftentimes I believe that God has used Nana to remind me of that. The rebound relationship thing is very dangerous. You can tie yourself to a person for a very long time and know, like, that that man or that woman is not for you. But because you are desperate to feel whole again, to feel loved again, to feel appreciated again, you will do anything. You will actually overgive, right? Like, you will go and pick them up at work, or send them food by Uber, or do absolutely everything for that person to like validate you, to see you. And you know that person is not for you. You feel it. But the idea of being alone, or the idea that your ex might be right about you, or the idea that you can't like measure up to the expectations of somebody else, it kills you inside. And so you're willing to do everything. And the thing is, eventually you become tired. You cannot give what you do not have. Your well is going to run dry, right? So for those women who are out there who have children, they haven't met their partners yet, or like you don't have any children, you haven't met your partner, but you're coming out of a relationship, please do the work on yourself. Do not settle. Like, a part of adulting, honestly, and I know I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite doing this because I struggle with gastritis, but self-discipline is so integral. It's an integral part of our lives. It's an integral part of growing up. And that I've had to work on, because I don't have any self-discipline. Me bad. Procrastination, I've had to work on that. And I'm still working. Self-discipline is a daily thing. Literally a daily thing. Every single day I have to make a decision to exercise self-discipline. So after you've exited a relationship that did not serve you, was not good for you, or you were the toxic person, it's time for us to reevaluate ourselves and do the work and practice self-discipline. You will not be able to get into a good relationship and sustain it if you're not willing to do the work. I see a lot of people around me who did the work and they are meeting their person. And it's so exciting to see that. Do not become weary in your life and what you want. Like, yes, we all go through trials and tribulations and things that really press us. But know, if you do the work and you endure to the end, you will reap what you sow. Literally, I'm telling you. If you're exiting a relationship, take time. I know we're in our 30s and people are pressuring us to be in relationships and have children, but I want you to think about something. And this story, I'm going to tell you guys another day. I want you to stop. Think. If I was ever to be sick, hurt, grow old, and need assistance, can the person I'm with make the right decisions for me? Will they love me? And I don't even want to cry talking about this because it bothers me so much and it hits on a personal level. Will they love me? I want you to think. I'm so sorry. Wow. This part hits so much because it hits to my heart. Because I've seen older individuals not receiving the love and the care that they're so deserving of, because they stuck it out with the person that they knew, so sorry, was not for them. They grew old and they grew apart and now they're not well. And where is that person? And this is why I'm saying, I know we're all experiencing hurt after a relationship. Who doesn't? We all do. But I want you to really try your best to exercise self-discipline. Wait and do the work. Love yourself again. Love yourself again. Heal. This is for men and women, eh? Because men go through it too. Men go through it too. They express it differently from us, but they experience hurt as well. And nothing grieves me more than when a man or a woman, they're with someone that just is not for them. If you know you're in a relationship right now, and you know that God is telling you, this ain't it, leave and get out. I beg you to leave. I beg you to leave. When it comes to marriage, that's between you and God. You have to work that out. And I'm not here to judge anybody. I know some of us are dealing with toxic and abusive relationships, and some of us have to leave. I'm not here to judge anybody. It's between you and your God. You have to sort out your salvation with fear and trembling. But if you are not in a marriage and you're in a relationship with somebody, even courtship, and you know that you're not supposed to be in that relationship, you need to leave expeditiously, with haste. Get out. Because the time will roll by, and all of a sudden you're 60 with a person that you still don't know, you still can't laugh freely with, you still can't love freely with, you still can't pray with, you still can't touch or hug properly with, you can't sit in the same room with that person. What kind of life is that? Seriously, honestly, when I think about the amount of hurt people walking around just for the sake of having somebody else in the same house, it is better to be single than to suffer the pain and the hurt of somebody who doesn't really want you and that you settled with because you were in a place of rejection and you didn't do the work. Like, no. I do not pray that for anybody. I'm so passionate about relationships because I believe that there is a beautiful love for all of us to experience, and it should not be limited because of the things that we've been through. There is love out there, and it comes in beautiful packages and gifts. And if we just do the work, love on ourselves, go out and travel, meet new people, even reinvent, like do something for you this time. And work on yourself and bring out the best qualities. You will find that love. The first love you gotta find, though, honestly, is the love for yourself. Dignity, integrity, and keep it. That's my little story and advice for today for Rebound relationships. It is off the whim, but I was thinking about it today and I just thought I would share with you guys. Yeah. So what do I say every single time when I end one of my videos? Love yourself. Love yourself. And shame the devil. Until next time. Love Unno. Bye.